It can be really frustrating when you're somebody who works with your hands all the time and pain and stiffness and tightness prevents you from using them.
I had tremendous pain. I was suffering from migraines, neck pain, shoulder pain, and I came in to see Dr. Joe.
Nicole is a patient of ours. She's been a patient of ours for a long time with Dr. Joe for her neck.
Oh my gosh, he's so much fun. He's really fun, he's really upbeat, and he just really listens to all of your problems. And like, you know, if I go in one time and the pain is in one area, like he really focuses on where your pain is at that time. So that's the one thing I really like. I was like living with chronic pain since I was like 12. Like it started out with a back injury, and then I was going to a chiropractor like at 12. And then it brought some relief, but then as I got older, you know, you re-injure things, and then they had told me then I had muscular scoliosis. So that was kind of like something that like would inflame when my back and my neck would bother me. It's over 30 years worth of doctors. So yeah, and cortisone shots, and yeah, and physical therapy, and it just all didn't work. I mean, I even did acupuncture, and I sat there calculating, well, you know, I'm paying more for acupuncture right now than if I were to like do these introductory treatments. What do I have to lose? I had it was neck and shoulder right in here, and then it would radiate up, and then it would come down and cause a migraine that would be into my eye. And like there were times where I would see like bright spots and stuff like that, and that was kind of just, you know, it was scary. It was scary because at times I thought I was even going blind, but they were ocular migraines. I literally could not exercise. I was just always cranky because I was always in pain, so I was irritable. And I couldn't even drive. Like the pain to drive, to just look from left to right at a stop sign was like debilitating. So I'd go somewhere and then I'd have to rest for like 3 or 4 hours because I couldn't function. I saw improvement when I was working with Dr. Joe when he was in the preliminary consultation. Like, honestly, like he just moved something just to like check an area, and I was like, I just have relief. Like it was shocking how immediate the relief was.
She's gotten much better with her neck, but now she wanted to work on her hands because she crochets a lot, hours upon hours on every day.
That's another injury I had back in like 2012. So I'm a crochet designer, and at that time I was making like finished goods to sell. So I was literally sitting and crocheting for like 14 to 16 hours a day. And I had wound up with pain in my fingers, pain in my wrists, pain in my elbows and my forearms. And they had said that I went to the doctor and they were like, you just need to stop. Like you have an overuse injury. You cannot do this any longer. And you will need surgery if you continue down the road you're going. Because I was working in pain. I truly was working in pain. And I stopped. And then what happened was in 2018, I had a friend that kind of turned me on to knitting. And I saw, you know, but the same thing happened to me. Not for the fact that like I had a business doing it, it's just the fact that like I got so into doing it and so excited about it. And then I went back into crocheting, and I was wearing down my fingers again. And then I kind of noticed, I'm like, oh, I can't get my wedding band on anymore. Like this is something's like not right. And I knew, you know, from coming to Barefoot Rehab that, you know, Dr. Chris could help me with my hands. There was just, you know, if I was cured of my neck, you know, why not with my hands?
And the pain was stopping her from being able to do the thing that she loves. So we found a ton of adhesion in her entire forearms, the front of her forearms, the back of her forearms, the hands, the finger joint capsules, the deep muscles here, the first interossei between the thumb and the first finger. And we've been removing it in over 5-6 treatments. She's 90% better.
Okay, so knitting is 2 needles, and you're actually putting stitches on and taking stitches off. And crochet is 1 hook and you're actually making knots. So that's the difference. It's just from like, just the repetitive nature of, you know, over and over and over, because your hands are literally the machine, you know, like a sewing machine. So, you know, it was just this hand having to hold the yarn and tension the yarn, this hand having to hold the hook, and, you know, that movement back and forth, it uses the whole arm. So, and the fact that I was doing it so much and I wasn't giving myself proper rest in between, you know, it just all mounted.
So because she overused those muscles so much, it allows adhesion, which is made of fascia or collagen, to build up. So we've just been stripping it out, breaking it down. We've told her that when she eats inflammatory food, she gets swollen in her joints. She came in today, she had some wine or some pasta, I think, last night, and she said her fingers were swollen. She had to take her ring off. So we're keeping on top of her as far as staying de-inflamed.
I wasn't skeptical that you could help me. I was more skeptical of how long it would take. You know, like I knew the problem that I had was what you guys could have fixed. Now that I've been in treatment, I feel like I do less, but I get more done because I'm not having to. I've also found, like, through the treatment, I've found ways, or I found things that work. Like this chair doesn't work for me because it's actually forcing my shoulders like this as I work. So I'm crunching down and I'm putting strain on everything. So I know I need to, like, sit up straight, and I know I need to, like, sit at a chair, and I know I need to stop and rest. Yeah, and that's the hardest thing. But like I noticed yesterday, like I crocheted for about 3 hours, and I got more done in those 3 hours because I'm not in pain, as opposed to, you know, sitting there and trying to figure out, oh, well, you know, this feels better if I work this way, or this feels better, you know. Now I know, like, so I'm more educated.
This came in last week, but she's 90% better in her progress report from coming in 5-6 treatments ago in both of her hands.
I've exercised. I can exercise more. Like, it's great. I've gotten in shape again because I'm no longer in pain, and my recovery time is totally dropped off. Like that's a big thing. Like my recovery time, it's like non-existent. I mean, between that and changing to a vegan diet, like about, like, you know, anti-inflammatory and stuff, you know, they all help one another. But it's definitely changed how I live. I sleep better. Anybody in pain, like, no joke, anybody in pain, because it works. I mean, if you have these ongoing issues and you've been to an acupuncturist, you've been to physical therapy, you're considering surgery. There's so many people I tell, like, don't get the surgery unless you try going here first. Because, you know, even that, I had a cyst in my hand and I had surgery over it 15 years ago. But, you know, this kind of knowledge wasn't out there then. But that's exactly what I needed. I needed what I'm getting done now rather than surgery.
She has permanent relief. Now we're in maintenance mode at 95% better. She still has adhesion, but this is where we're going to maintain her to make sure that she stays as healthy and as functional as she can, so that she can crochet until she's a nice old lady.
Everybody's scary nice. Everybody's, like, so warm and welcoming, and they make you feel like you're part of a family. Like, it's great. It's really great. Everybody that's there practices with love. Don't hesitate. Like, even if you're in any kind of doubt, go. Like, seriously, it works. It's not some, you know, it's proven. It works.